Yeah, good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we learned about how array manipulations will work. So, we discussed about how to read values from array, how to insert elements, how to delete elements, how to sort. These are all methods we learned. Right. So, these are all array methods we have. Now, in this, how to dynamically handle them, one simple example we will see now. Methods, these are all the methods. We have sort, reverse and all. How to dynamically work, one simple example we will see. I will create a new file, array HTML. Okay. Now let's design a simple with some bootstrap also we will add. Relation style sheet, href and node modules bootstrap dist bootstrap.css. And I will add bootstrap icons also, style sheet and href and bootstrap icons. Okay. Next, in this design, we will create just a container fluid we will give, and here we will put a class row and we have class column. Suppose just I given call 3 and here we have another div with the class call 9. So in this we are giving a field set with the legend, add elements. So or simply I will give add cities. Okay. And here we will put a text box there. Now we are adding some information here. So we will put a simple text box. Input type is equal to text. Now we will add one button beside it as add. Now what should happen here is whenever user enters the city name and clicks on add, that item must be added. But what you need to learn before this example is, after adding an item into array, how to display it. Means displaying means not just displaying using document write. We need to display as ordered list, as unordered list, or items in drop down. That is very important. So if we can see that example how to do, then we can implement that in this example. So first, before going into this example, what you have to learn is, you have to learn how to present elements into page. So we will see one option here, presenting array elements into UI. So presenting array elements into UI. How we can present array elements into UI, user interface. Then we can implement that here. First point, Suppose we are having, suppose we are having an ordered list OL. Now we will have a script in that a collection where categories is equal to, it is an array, electronics, footwear, fashion, like this. Now these items must be added into ordered list. When body loads, then we will write body on load is equal to body load. That means when body loads, we need to read every category present in this array and we have to add that into ordered list. First, we will write function body load. Okay. On body load, what should happen? We have to read every element from array. Yesterday, we learned different techniques for that. How to read elements from array. We will use the easiest one for var category of, what is it? Categories. So we are declaring a variable called category. Every category present in this array, one by one, it will read and store. Okay. Now this category must be added into ordered list. So into ordered list, in order to add any item, it must be list item. So we have to create a list item for every category. How to create elements? Already we discussed. So var list item is equal to, how to create a list item? Document dot create element. Create element list item. Okay. The variable names you can give anything. I'm just giving reasonable names. Okay. Now in that list item, what you want to display? In the list item, I want to display this category. List item is a container. So li.inner HTML, we will add the category. Okay. After that, list item is ready. It must be added into ordered list. How to add element into another element? We learned document dot query selector, because it is not having any ID or anything. Query selector, which element? OL. Into that, if you want to add any another element, then we have to use, we learned a method called, what is the method? Append child. We have to use dot append child. Append child. Which element? Which element to add? List item. That means append child li. That is ready. That means now what we are doing is we are reading every element. So we are reading every element and we are displaying. So we are reading every element from array. So what categories have? Categories have collection of items. For every item, we created a list item and adding that into the list. That's it. Now you see. So let's run that program. It is going to add items into that ordered list. Yeah, it is going to display that into ordered list. So in an array, we have some collection We are reading and adding. Anywhere we can add like this. Suppose I want to add in a drop down. Then how to do? Let's put a drop down. Select. In that drop down, we want to add. So same body load, same loop, same iterator. In that, to add into drop down, we have to create an option. How? Document dot create element, which one? Option. So it will create an option for every category. And what option should have? Option dot text. Option text means what you want to display inside option. Option text is category name. What should be option value? That means when we submit option, that also category name only. Now add this option into drop down. That means document dot. So query selector, document dot query selector. So what is it? Select into that append child. Append child, which one to add? Option. That's it. You can see it is going to add that into the drop down also. So reading elements from array and presenting in the page, that requires simple logic. How to create elements, we discussed. How to add elements, we discussed. But at that time we were doing only one. But now we can add multiple items by using array. Suppose if I have a table, suppose I am having a table. In that T head, in that TR, in that TH, some category names, category or say categories, okay. And in T body, I want to display all categories. Then how? Can we add any element directly into T body? No. What is the order? First, we need to create a row. In that row, we need to create a cell, TD. So now this time we have to create two elements. So first element, what is it? Where? We have to create TR. Document dot create element. What is the element? TR. After that, we need to create a cell. Where TD. Document dot create element. What? TD. In that cell, we want to display category name. That means TD dot inner HTML is equal to what? Category. Okay. After that, we need to add this cell into row. We need to add this cell into row. This cell must be added into this row. Then tr dot append child. Which one? TD. After that, this row must be added into table body. Then what we have to do? Document dot. We have to access document dot query selector. What is it? T body. Into T body, we have to append child. Which one to append? TR. The row must be appended. Now you can see it is going to add that. But table is empty, nothing. That means what we are doing, we just created an empty table. We will put class like table hover like this. Then it looks like table. You can see. So, here we don't have bootstrap. Na? Then we will do one thing. If it is not having bootstrap, just I will give border 1. So width as 300, like this I will give. And you can see the table will be here. So we can create any element dynamically and add. That already we saw, but now today we are seeing how to use array elements, generating a list and adding that list. Now, once you know this technique, I will copy this example and paste it. Presenting array elements into UI. Two steps are there. Create element, and another one is create element means document dot create element. Another one is add element into parent to parent. How to use append child. These two steps we have to follow. Already we learned that, but this is example with array. I will copy this example. So that is a example for working with that presentation. Now, once we know how to present array, it is an ordinary string array. Later we will learn complex data. Once we know how to present array, now we will see how to create one simple example for that. Example is nothing but, let's go to this example now. In this example, what should happen when user clicks on, enters the name of city and clicks on add, that city must be added into array. How many items are there in the array? Temporarily, I will put here column 4. Okay. Second column we are not using as of now. What I want to do here is when user enters the name and clicks on add, that must be displayed in a list. So below, I will below this button, we will add a simple div. In that, we will put a select with size as 3. Then you can see a list box will come. I will keep this class margin top 3, some space. Now for this, I will apply the class as a form select, and it will be in this way. This is a drop down. For these buttons also we can apply reasonable. We can keep in a div, and we can keep like this, class as input group, and text class as form control, and for button we have class btn primary. Okay, so this is the button. We enter the name, click on add, it must be displayed. But before that, first whatever items are in array, they must display in the list. That means by default array will contain some items. So what we will do, we will create a script. In that we will declare cities. Cities is an array. Here we have Delhi and Hyderabad. We need to add this into the drop down. Drop down, I will give an ID, LST cities. Into that we need to add. So when to add, different situations are there. First situation, when page loads, it should add. After that, when user adds a new city, again it should display. And when removes a city, again it should display. That means so many times we need to do. Then we will write one function. We will write a function called load cities. Okay. Whenever I call load cities, it should collect the cities and load into list box. So for where city of, what is the collection? Cities. For every city, we have to create an option. Document dot create element. What we have to create? Option. So option dot text is equal to city. Option dot value, that is also city. Okay. Now append this into LST cities. Document dot get element by ID LST cities dot what? Append child. Append child. What should be appended? City. City must be appended. That is the point. Okay. Once it is done, now you have to load these cities in various occasions. First occasion, when body loads, I need to load. So what we are doing for body, we are writing on load. On load is equal to what? Body load. So let's write a function, body load. Okay. On body load, first we need to call this function load cities. So currently list box is empty, nothing is there. I will call the function load cities. It will be added. So that means it will display those here. What is it? Append child is option. Append child is option. Okay. Now it is going to add those cities here. Now whenever I enter the city name, it should collect that and add into array. So we have to write a logic for add button. We need to collect data from text box. So for this text box, we will give an ID txt city. Okay. For add button, we will write a logic on click. On click, we will write add click. Okay. Let's write the function called add click. On add click, first we need to collect what they entered in text box, where city is equal to document get element by ID txt city dot value. After that, this city must be added into array. How to add any element into array? Yesterday we learned 3 methods. We can use push, we can use unshift, we can use splice. Push means last item. Unshift means first item. Splice any location. We will use cities dot push. Which one? City. After that, we have to load the fresh cities again. Then we will call, we will put an alert saying that I will put the city name, city added to list. This message should come. After that, we will call load cities. That means it will load the new cities again. But one problem is there. Observe the problem here. When it loads new cities, already what are previously available, to that it will add these new. That means now what happens? I entered, suppose Chennai, and I click on add. Then it says city Chennai added to list. Okay. Now you can see it repeats again. Chennai added, but it is repeating. So how to control this is simple actually. Whenever you are using load cities, before loading new cities, if already any list is loaded, clean it and load new. Then what to do is document dot get element by ID lst cities dot inner html empty. That means already in that list box, if there are any cities, they are first deleted and the new list will be loaded. That means always it will keep the fresh list without adding to existing list. So see now, I am trying here Chennai, click on add, Chennai added, okay, only that added. After adding, I want to remove from text box. It is still in text box, right? Then it's your wish. What you can do after add click, document dot get element by id, txt city dot value is empty. That means delete that value. Now you can see I entered some Chennai, add, that is added, okay. Now it is empty. I am adding another some Mumbai. So click on add, Mumbai added, okay. That is added into the list. So this is how we can add items into a list. This is array related how we can manage. Next important, I must able to remove any city. We are adding, I must able to remove any city. So below this list box, I will put a div and here I will put a button and span class bi trash fill. And here I will say remove. So for this button, we will put a class btn and btn danger. And you can see class, so class margin top 2. There is a remove city, remove button here. We can just put a icon also instead of keeping the word. Just I am keeping an icon here. There is a remove button. Now when user selects any city and clicks on delete, that must be deleted. So we will keep here, suppose this is remove, then on click it should be remove the selected one. How? First important is we need to get the name, get selected city. Just write remove click code. So we have to write on click is remove click. Remove click. On remove click, what should happen? On remove click, we will write a function here. So function remove click. We need to first get the name of selected city. So var selected city. How to get the name of selected city? Document dot get element by id, get element by id, lst cities dot value. That means the list box name is lst cities. We are collecting the selected city value. Okay. That means which city they selected in LST cities, its value will come. Okay. After that, what to do? In order to delete any city, we need to get its index number. Because to delete any specific item, we have to use which method? Splice. If I use pop, what will happen? Last item. It's not last item. Selected item must be removed. So first collect the selected item. After that, we have to get its index. How to get index? We learned string function. Index of, last index of. That means we have to get selected index. How to get selected index? Cities dot index of index of selected city. It will return the index number of selected city. Selected city index is 0 or 1 or 2. What is its index? It will get. Then we have to delete that based on index. Cities dot splice. We learned splice is used for adding and removing. Splice, from which location? Selected index. From selected index, how many to remove? 1. That's how we need to do. That's it. That means after that, load cities again. Load cities again. Now you see here, I click on selected Hyderabad and click on the remove. It is removed. I am adding some city name, add, okay. I am selecting city name, add, that's okay. Selected Hyderabad and remove, that is remove. Now very important, before removing it should ask, are you sure you want to remove or not? We know already. Before doing this, we will use a flag. Where flag? We will use a confirm box. Confirm box. Already we know confirm. Are you sure? Here we will write. Are you sure? Want to delete. Want to delete. Which one? Selected city. We will give that name. Are you sure? I will put a /n, means next line. Want to delete that selected city question. Now it is a confirm box. It will return true or false. If flag is equal to true, that means they deleted. They confirmed okay. Then delete should happen. Otherwise, don't do anything. That means if they click okay, then only delete. If they click cancel, don't do. So here see, I am entering some city name, add. I am selecting Hyderabad and say remove. It shows, are you sure? Want to delete Hyderabad? I clicked on cancel, then nothing happened. I click on, are you sure? Okay. Then it is deleted. So we can take a confirmation. Remove, are you sure you want to delete Delhi? I click on cancel, it's not deleted. I click on OK, then delete it. That is basically how we can remove. So lot of logics will be there. We need to implement all the logics. Here we are just learning the basic point, because generally what is problem while adding, so many consequences will be there. Like see, suppose I want here to add the city, Hyderabad is added. Again, if I am adding Hyderabad, then it should not add again. It should say city exists. We are not writing logic, it will not work. We have to write logic for everything. How to verify the city is already there or not? How to verify whether a city is in the list or not? Are you thinking or waiting for my answer? Huh? How to verify whether a value is present in an array or not? Yesterday we learned so many methods now. For searching for any element, we can use find method. We can use filter method. We can even use index of. If index of is returning -1, it is not there. If it is returning anything other than -1, that means it is present. So we can implement that logic. So before adding, because here it is adding push, am I right? What we will do here, so before adding, we will write a condition. If cities dot index of city is equal to -1, then only it should add. Otherwise, what will be there? Alert. It should say that the city name. So $, it should show the city exists. This message should come. So you see now, I am adding Hyderabad. Again, already it is there. You click on add, then it says Hyderabad exists. And okay, it is not adding. So I am adding anything else. So anything else, Chennai, it is added now. Okay. If I am trying to add Chennai again, then it should say exists. That is important. But still it is not done. So many problems will be there. Suppose I entered Chennai in uppercase letters, add, it is added. Everything you have to control. Many people will immediately come and ask, sir, if it is already there, what will happen? What will happen? You have to write. You are a developer. Automatically nothing will happen. That means for every concept you have to write condition. That means you have to write logic for every. That is the reason it will take a lot of time in projects. Right? A project development takes 1 year, 2 years. Why? 1 year, 2 years. And generally sometimes you see in institutes they say at the end of course you will do one project. And how many days you will do? 4 or 5 days or 10 days one project. That means MNCs are doing 1 year and you done in 4 days one project. You are genius than MNCs. Right? That means actually you are not considering every consequence which has to be done actually. Because if you develop an app in 10 days, 15 days, just given to me or any developer, he will find hundreds of bugs in it. Means issues. He will say that like this it is doing. That means actually for every concept, they will have hundreds of algorithms. That means if he added in lowercase, what should happen? In uppercase, what should happen? For every algorithm, they have to write. That means in software architecture, what happens is before designing any functionality, for that an algorithm is written. In that algorithm, we will have all consequences. That means if I go from this side, what will happen? Another side, what will happen? For every concept, you have to handle logic. If you miss any one concept, that is what hackers will catch. That means who is hacker? He is also developer. How he can hack your application? Because you missed something. And what you missed, he will catch that. And through that loophole, he can enter into your application. He can disturb your application. So hackers are why genius people? Because they are genius. Because they identify the issues in your application. Something you forgot, that they will catch. And by using that, they can hack your application. That is the reason we should be very careful. Even so much careful, several application you might have seen that NASA websites are hacked by Chinese people, right? Our home minister Twitter website hacked, Twitter account hacked. That means Twitter, Facebook, like people also can't control. Can't control means they also have some loopholes. So, and that is the reason hundreds of consequences we have to write. Now tell me how to add only in one case. In any case they enter, I should verify and should not allow. How? In any case they may enter, I should verify. How do we do that? Generally, for that, what we have to do is, I will tell the concept, you try by yourself at home. Concept is what you have to do whenever any city is entered, right? Whenever a new city is entered, whenever a city is entered, what you have to do, when city is entered, you have to convert into lowercase. Understood? You have to convert into lowercase. And whatever these cities are there, in the list, these cities you maintain in lowercase only. Understood? You maintain in lowercase only. City names in array. In array, you maintain in lowercase only. While adding whatever case they add, you convert that into lowercase. And after that, you verify. That means how you display in title case or uppercase in list box. For that, we have two uppercase, two lowercase functions. We can use them. We can apply styles. So we can apply styles and we can define. For example, you remembered in CSS, we do, in styles we learned, what we learned in CSS, we learned about an option called text transform. Am I right? Text transform. We have an option called capitalize, right? What it will do? Every word first letter it will convert into caps. You can apply this CSS and convert that into capital and then add into list. These much logics are required. So you try by yourself, because in next level example we are going to see that. But before that, first you try. Right? That means even if they entered in any case, it should verify. You try whatever logic comes into your mind. Later we are going to see in another example, we will see that. So you try that. So how to handle that? So next, this is example. One more option is in this, we can delete any specific item. Suppose how to delete all items. Already we have that. Suppose I have another button here. I am having another button. So on click. So clear click. Okay. Then class BTN and BTN danger. And we have clear all. We have clear all. So I am just using a span. So class BI. And BI trash 2, suppose something like this. That means it is having another option, clear all. When I click, everything should be deleted. Just it is not deleting array. What you have to do? Already we have an option, function. What is it? Clear click. On clear click, we have to just do document get element by ID lst cities dot inner html empty. After that, load cities. That's it. That means now you see clear all. So it has to delete. What is happening? LST inner HTML It is alerting. Let's check. Clear click. Yeah. Alert. Clicked. Just I am verifying whether clear click. It's working fine. So how do we delete? So document dot get element by ID LST cities. LST cities dot inner HTML is equal to empty. And it is okay, fine. We don't need to load cities again. Why we don't need to load cities? If you load cities again, cities will be loaded, no? Right. So just delete all of them. Here I am selecting any item. It is added into the list. And I am selecting any specific and remove. That will be removed. Clear all. It will delete everything. Suppose I want to show how many items are present. How many items are present. So usually we can display. Suppose below this, I will add another div and class empty2. And here we will keep a span ID as count. ID as count. LBL count. Okay. Here I want to display how many items are there. So whenever cities are loaded, I want to update the count, or I will put another function. Function get count. Okay. What it have to do? It have to get how many items are there in cities, and it should update into label. Document dot get element by ID LBL count dot inner HTML is equal to cities dot length, right? It should display that. I will just use some text also. So here we will say total number of cities. How many are there? I want to display that. That means now on body load, I am using get count. Okay. That means when body loads, it is showing total number of cities 2. Right. On add click also, after successfully adding, we have to say get count. Okay. After removing also, after successfully removing, then what we have to use? Get count. After clearing also, what we have to do? Get count. Right. Get count is nothing but, or we can simply put, because it is clear is 0 na. That means document dot get element by ID LBL count dot inner HTML here total number of, or say no cities available. That message should display a different message. Now you see here total number of cities 2. I am adding another city. Add. Okay. Total number of cities 3. It will update the count and display automatically. I will select a city and click on remove. Then it says, do you want to delete? Okay, delete. Then it will be 2 now. I click on clear all. No cities available. That's simple. So when you are adding one more city into it, then it should say total number of cities 3. We can add only the city which we added. That we will see later how we can do, because I told you all consequences we need to manage. So technically we are dealing with adding, removing, and deleting all. And one more we can try, sort. When user clicks on sort, it can sort the cities. How? For example, I will put a button here. Where to put the button? Sorting button. We'll do one thing. We will put above. Above this list box. Above this list box. Okay. Class margin bottom 2. We will put a button. So here we have a span. Class BI sort. Sort alpha down. So sort alpha down. Okay, like this I am getting. We have that symbol here, sort alpha down. Then what we will do for this, we will put a class BTN and BTN. Suppose success. So that is the symbol we have. Sort alpha down. And when I click on this, it should display in ascending order. How? It should display in ascending order. How do we do that? For this button, we have to write on click. On click is sort click. What should happen now? We have to write a function. Sort click. How to sort array? Cities dot sort. After that, load cities. Load cities. We have to load the cities. Or if I am just giving cities dot sort, that means I am not loading the cities. You see, it will sort the cities, but it should be updated every time. So for example, see now here what we are doing. Let's go and add some Bangalore. So it is added. It will be added as last item. I am adding Chennai. Add. It is added as last item. I click on sort. Then that is not applied here. Because the list is sorted. After sorting the list, we need to load. So that means we have to use load cities, suppose. But observe here, suppose I am clicking here Chennai and click on add. Okay. And I click on sort. It will display. That means I am adding one more some Bangalore and add. It's added. Bangalore is at bottom. After that, you click on sort. Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad. While adding itself, we can add in a sorted way. Or we can define like this. We can use reverse order also. You know, you put another button. When I click, it should be first sort, then reverse, then load. If you directly put reverse, it will not. Why? Because reverse means from bottom to top. Bottom to top, right? This is the basic example of working with arrays. I will copy this example. This is just only introduction of arrays example. We will create more better examples for arrays in the next levels. So this is just to understand how items are added, how items are removed, how to find how many are there, all these things. For that, we learned some logics. This is all dealing with arrays, working with the arrays dynamically. So in the data types, non-primitive types, array and array methods. Next important, we have an object type. We have an object type. This is another major option you need to understand. So in JavaScript, another data type is object type. For example, why you need an object type? What is an object type? Let's see. Suppose here I am adding a new file, object.html. Yeah. Here I am writing a script. That's just, I am writing a script. And in the script, what we are doing is, where TV is equal to some Samsung TV. And here where mobile is equal to some mobile, LG mobile, something. Now where price is equal to some 23,000. Now this price belongs to which one? There is no relation. All three are independent. This price doesn't belong to even mobile or TV. They are independent. Even there is no mobile. This price doesn't belong to TV. It is independent. So the concept of object is, object is used to keep all related data and logic together. Object is used to keep all related data and logic together. That means we can keep all related data and logic at one place. Actually, Alan Kay introduced object concept into programming in early 1960s. He introduced the concept called object into programming, because generally people think that object is a concept of OOP language. It's not a concept of OOP language. Object is there before OOP languages were there. So many people have only this much of knowledge that object means it comes in OOP concepts, classes, objects. But object is a concept which is independent from OOP actually. Right? OOP is using object. Before OOP, we have objects. So what is the concept of object? Keep all related data and logic together. Actually, data is defined in properties, and logic is defined in methods. So object is a collection of properties and methods. But we use objects in two ways actually. If object is used only for data, no logic, then it is referred as JSON. It is referred as JSON type. JSON type means JavaScript object notation. JSON cannot have functionality. JSON can have only data. If there is functionality, then it is not JSON. If without functionality only data is present, then it is called JSON. So object contains not only data, it may contain logic. For example, I will show you how to keep related data together. Just simple. So where TV is equal to, we have to put all related data in a block. Now TV is considered as an object. In that, properties. So what is the property? Name. And very important, if you are dealing with JSON type, you should know that every property is string type. Every property is string type. That means even you don't write it is string type. We have to write like this. So name is a property. What value you want to store into it? That means colon. What value? Value can be any type. String, number, boolean. It can be array, again object. Primitive types or non-primitive. Name is some name. Comma. Next, price. Price is some price, number. Now this price belongs to this TV. That is keeping the data together. Any type of data you can store. Suppose I say stock. Stock is a Boolean type. Suppose I said cities. 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 It is an array. In that we can have Delhi. We can have Hyderabad. Comma. Suppose we are saying rating. Rating is another object. This rating have rate. Rate is some 3.5. And count is 5,600. This is complex data. Now, how do we access the data? Just by using the name of object. By using that object name, you can access the data. So I want to print the details. Then document.write. Just roughly document.write. We are printing the details. So name. So names comes from tv.name. tv.name. Yep. So in the next line, BR price. It will come from tv.price. In the next line, we have stock. So I am just giving here tv.stock. In the next line, we have cities. Cities is tv. It is array. Cities dot to string. Means it will separate with comma. Another option, another BR. Line break, we have rating. Rating. Rating is equal to tv.rating. In that, we have a property called rate. And how many people rated? That means tv.rating.count. How many people rated? That's how we are accessing. So, object contains all related data together. And you can see it is working fine. You can see it is working fine. It is displaying. Keeping all the related data together and presenting and interacting with the data. This is object, we call it as JSON type. JSON type. But object is not only data. I will copy this. And example, I will paste. This is an example. There can be methods also. Methods means, for example, object can contain. So another option, like suppose we have quantity. Quantity is 2. And we have one more option, that is total. Total is not a property. It should calculate the total amount. How to calculate total amount? Quantity into price. That means total is a function. Then functions are written like this, function. That means total is a function. What this function have to return? It should return quantity into price. And very important here. So when you are dealing with objects here, members of object are accessed within object by using object by using this keyword. We have to use this keyword. Members of object are accessed outside object by using object name. By using object name we are accessing, but inside this. For example, here total is inside the object. Then how do we access quantity? This dot quantity into this dot price. That's how we need to do. Now total will calculate the total and return. And you see now here we are printing next line. Quantity is equal to TV dot quantity. Next line. Total is equal to TV dot total. Total is a method. And you can see it is going to return the total amount here. It can handle the functionality. If object contains only data, nothing else, then it is called as JSON. But every time it's not just only data. It is both data as well as logic. So we need to understand how to configure the data and access the data. Observe carefully now in that this cities is an array. This rating is another object. Data comes to us in the form of JSON type. See here, suppose I am showing you some website, api.nasa. This is NASA website. So NASA API website this is. Yeah, this is NASA API website. Observe carefully here in this NASA API website. They provide some data to software developers. Why they provide data to software developers? Because NASA related information any software developer can take and he can present in websites, right? So for that they have raw data for developers. You see, when I browse APIs, there are some APIs here. That means astronomy, picture of day, asteroids, Earth, so many, Mars photos. I selected the Mars rover photos and you can see I click on this rover photos link and see when I click on this link, the data comes in this way. And now you can understand this data. What the data it is returning? What does this curly brace means? It is returning what? Object. In that object, see every property is string type. What is the property we have? Photos. Photos is what type? Photos is what type? Array. In that array, again object. Right? This is complex data. That means you must be able to handle these kind of data. But for that, first you need to understand what is object. So once you know what is object, then it is easy to handle the object types data. We will see how to consume that NASA API and present. For that, we need one more option here. So we learned array and we learned object. Now data comes in the form of array of objects sometimes. Array of objects is nothing but simple concept actually. It comes in the form of array of objects. Array of objects is nothing but it is a collection of objects. That means what happens? We have array. In that array, you will have an object. This object contains name. One is TV, another one is price, and some TV price. One object finish. Another product, another object. So name, and it is mobile, and price, and whatever its price. That's how it displays. This is another object. This is a collection of objects. Now tell me how to access mobile price. Suppose this collection name is products. Understand? How to access mobile price? Products. Products is array. Array means square brace. In that, what is the index of second object? 1. We have to use products of 1. At products 1, what is present? At products 1, what type of data is present? Object type. This is object type, na? In that object, what property we have? Name. And another property, price. How to access the value in that property? Object related properties are accessed by using dot. Dot what? Price. That means it is going to access the first object price. That is how generally we do. This is array of objects. We must able to handle this one. So when you can handle this kind of objects, presenting this kind of objects, then you can deal with real-time data. So array of objects is very, very important. Sometimes the data comes in the form of only object. Sometimes it comes in the form of array of objects. Right? That is the combination here. So this is one simple example to understand. Now we will take some real-time data. That means we will see some data coming from real-time servers, like you saw NASA and other websites. We will try to present their data. And if you can present their data, that is good. That means in real-world projects, our job is this. Data comes from APIs. We have to collect the data and present it. For that, we need to learn some important techniques of connecting with APIs that we will see in next session. Tomorrow we'll do that, right? So tomorrow, don't miss. It's very important because tomorrow you are going to learn how to work with API data. You are going to understand how API data works, which is our major point for working in real-time projects, right? That we will see in tomorrow's session. Okay, right.